Welcome back. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 2 shilling coins, also known as the florin. These coins may seem small, but some of them are worth thousands of dollars in today's auction market. From rare minting errors to special silver issues, certain 2 shilling coins are now considered true treasures. Whether you're a collector or just curious about old British money, stay tuned as we uncover the top 5 most valuable UK 2 shilling coins, explore their background, unique features, and how their condition can dramatically affect their market value. So let's get started. First up, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and underrated coins from post-war Britain. The United Kingdom 1948 2 shilling coin, also known as a florin. What makes this particular coin so special isn't just its history, but its rarity in certain circulated yellow shade conditions. Many collectors have recently started hunting for this coin because some examples, depending on their minting errors, patina, and condition, have reached surprisingly high values in international auctions, especially when graded by professional services. If you have one of these tucked away, it might just be worth more than you think. The 2 shilling coin, or florin, was first introduced in 1849 during the reign of Queen Victoria as part of Britain's early move toward decimalization. However, by 1948, under King George VI, the 2 shilling coin was an essential part of everyday British currency. The 1948 issue came just 3 years after World War II, a time when Britain was rebuilding its economy. Silver had been completely removed from the coin's composition after 1946, replaced by copper-nickel, a combination of copper and nickel that gave the coin a pale silver appearance. However, over time, due to oxidation and the coin's exposure to air and handling, many 1948 florins developed a distinct yellow or gold-like tone, a natural patina caused by the copper content reacting with its environment. Today, this unique yellow shading is what makes some 1948 2 shilling coins stand out and attract collector attention worldwide. The 1948 2 shilling coin features the effigy of King George VI on the obverse, facing left, with the legend Georgiv 6 DGBR OMN Rex, meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons. On the reverse, it proudly displays the Tudor rose in the center, flanked by the Scottish thistle and the Irish shamrock, representing unity among the nations of the United Kingdom. The inscription reads, FID Def 2 shillings 1948, standing for Fidei Defensor, or Defender of the Faith. Coins that have developed the circulated yellowish hue or golden tone are especially eye-catching, and when this occurs evenly across the surface, it can significantly boost their desirability. Collectors value these pieces not just for their design, but for the story told by their coloration, a glimpse into how the coin has aged over more than 7 decades. While the 1948 2 shilling had a decent mintage, finding well-preserved circulated examples with an attractive yellow patina is quite rare. Most coins were heavily used in circulation and lost their detail or tone. Those that survived in better grades, particularly with that rich, natural golden shade, are now in high demand among collectors in the UK, the US, and across Europe. Another reason for their growing popularity is that few collectors paid attention to post-war coins until recently. As older British coinage becomes more collectible, coins like the 1948 2 shilling are being rediscovered. The combination of historical value, unique appearance, and scarcity in high-grade condition has pushed these coins into the spotlight of the numismatic market. Now let's talk numbers, because that's what every collector wants to know. In average circulated condition, a 1948 2 shilling coin might sell for around $10,000. However, coins with deep golden toning, sharp details, and minimal wear can reach anywhere between $15,000 depending on the buyer's interest in grading. If you happen to own a brilliantly toned or uncirculated example, the story changes dramatically. Professionally graded coins have fetched $20,000 at international auctions, especially when the coin's yellow or gold tone is evenly distributed and visually striking. And in some rare cases, unique shade varieties or proof-like examples have been reported selling for even higher, proving that what once seemed like a common post-war coin can become a valuable collector's gem in today's market. If you're a collector looking to identify or preserve a valuable 1948 2 shilling coin, here are a few tips. A natural, even golden yellow tone adds value. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can damage its patina. Sharp lettering and visible features of King George VI indicate less circulation and higher value. 4 high-value examples. Professional grading adds authenticity and boosts buyer confidence. Keep your coins in acid-free holders, away from humidity and sunlight, to preserve their color and detail. Always stay updated with online auction results to gauge the latest market trends. The 1948 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin is more than just a piece of post-war currency. It's a reflection of Britain's resilience, artistry, and evolving coinage history. Its rare yellow-toned circulated examples are now recognized as valuable treasures, proving that even coins once considered ordinary can rise to surprising worth. So, before you overlook that old 2 shilling coin sitting in your drawer, take a closer look because it might just be worth hundreds of dollars today. Next up, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind one of Britain's most underrated silver treasures. The 1949 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin. Though it might look like an ordinary coin to the untrained eye, this piece holds remarkable value for numismatists, especially when found in fine condition. From its post-war origins to its growing demand in international auctions, this 1949 2 shilling coin is more than just currency. It's a piece of British history that's now turning heads in the collector's market. The 2 shilling coin, often known as a florin, has an interesting place in British coinage. It was first introduced in 1849 during the reign of Queen Victoria as part of an early experiment with decimalization. Fast forward to 1949, Britain was still recovering from World War II. The economy was rebuilding, and coin production was adjusting to the new realities of the post-war period. The 1949 issue was minted during the reign of King George VI, who ruled from 1936 to 1952. This particular year's coin is noteworthy because the Royal Mint produced limited quantities, and some of the metals used were from wartime reserves. The design carried national pride and symbolism at a time when Britain was regaining stability and confidence. The 1949 2 shilling coin was struck in cupronickel 75% copper and 25% nickel, replacing the earlier silver composition that had been phased out in 1947. This change makes the 1949 coin one of the early non-silver issues, bridging the gap between Britain's silver heritage and its modern coinage era. On the obverse, you'll find a left-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, with the inscription Georgives 6D, G, BR, Omen, REX, meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons. The reverse side, designed by William Gardner, features the iconic Tudor rose in the center, surrounded by a thistle, shamrock, and leek representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Around the rim reads, FID Def IND IMP 2 shillings 1949, a proud reminder of Britain's unity and empire. While millions of 2 shilling coins were produced over the years, the 1949 issue stands out due to its relatively low mintage and the fact that many were withdrawn from circulation or worn down through heavy post-war use. Finding one in fine or better condition is increasingly rare today. Collectors often look for pieces that retain sharp details, minimal surface wear, and clear lettering. The coin's historical timing early in the post-silver era and during the reign of George VI adds to its collectability. Moreover, since many coins were melted or lost over time, high-grade examples with good eye appeal are now commanding impressive prices in auctions. British collectors and international buyers alike are showing growing interest in mid-20th century pre-decimal coinage, especially from the transitional years. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: how much is it worth today? In the collector's market, the 1949 2 shilling coin in fine condition can typically sell between $10,500. However, coins in very fine to extremely fine condition can fetch $14,000, depending on strike quality and luster. At recent online auctions and coin shows, some uncirculated specimens with sharp detail have sold for over $21,000, especially when graded and certified by professional coin grading services. If you happen to find one with original mint brilliance and minimal handling marks, you might be holding a small but valuable piece of history worth more than you think. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1949 2 shilling coin, here are a few quick tips. Look for clear details on the king's portrait and the Tudor rose design. Cleaning can severely reduce its value. Use a magnifier to check for minting errors or double strikes. These can significantly increase its price. Store it properly in a dry, cool place inside a coin capsule or acid-free holder. Get it graded by a reputable grading service if you believe your coin is in exceptional condition. This helps verify authenticity and boost market value. The 1949 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin is more than a piece of metal. It's a snapshot of Britain's post-war resilience, design artistry, and evolving coinage system. Though often overlooked, collectors are beginning to realize its importance, especially as older coins in fine condition become scarcer each year. It might just be the hidden treasure that adds real value to your collection and your wallet. Next up, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and overlooked coins in British numismatic history, the 1947 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin. At first glance, it might look like just another post-war coin, but don't be fooled. In very fine condition, this coin holds surprising value and historical significance that continues to attract collectors around the world. Whether you're a beginner looking to understand what makes it special or a seasoned collector searching for hidden gems, this video will reveal everything you need to know about this rare and collectible piece of British heritage. The story of the 1947 2 shilling coin takes us back to post-World War II Britain, a time of rebuilding, rationing, and major economic reform. The 2 shilling, also known as a florin, had been part of British currency since the 1840s. But 1947 marked a historic turning point. It was the first year that British coins were no longer made with silver. Up until 1946, these coins contained 50% silver. However, due to the economic strain and the government's need to conserve precious metals, the Royal Mint replaced silver with copper-nickel, a durable alloy of copper and nickel. This change makes the 1947 issue a symbolic and transitional coin representing the end of the silver era in British coinage and the beginning of a modern, more practical minting process. Despite the loss of silver, it holds immense historical value for collectors today. Now let's look closely at the features that make the 1947 2 shilling coin stand out. The obverse side features the portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. His dignified profile faces left, surrounded by the inscription Georgievs 6D, G, BR, OMN, Rex F laughing face, IND, IMP, which translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. On the reverse, you'll find the floral emblems of the United Kingdom, the Tudor rose, the thistle of Scotland, the shamrock of Ireland, and the leek of Wales, all beautifully arranged around the crown. This design, created by George Kruger Gray, symbolizes the unity of the four nations under the British crown. The coin weighs about 11.3 grams, with a diameter of 28.5 millimeters, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its detailed artwork, sharp lettering, and solid metallic shine make it visually striking, especially in very fine or extremely fine condition. While millions of 2 shilling coins were minted in 1947, finding one in very fine or higher condition is becoming increasingly rare. Most coins from this era were heavily circulated, often showing wear, scratches, or loss of detail. However, coins that retain their sharp reliefs, clear inscriptions, and original metallic luster are highly sought after in the collector's market. What adds to the rarity is the historical context. The first non-silver florin issue of the United Kingdom. Many collectors consider it an essential piece in completing a King George VI coin series or a British post-war collection. Its link to a pivotal economic change gives it more than just numismatic value. It's a tangible piece of British history. Now let's talk about the most exciting part, its market value. While common circulated pieces of the 1947 2 shilling coin may sell for only a few dollars, coins in very fine to extremely fine condition can fetch significantly higher prices. In recent online auctions and coin markets, a 1947 2 shilling in very fine condition has been valued between $12,500, depending on its eye appeal and preservation. Exceptional uncirculated examples, with full detail and no visible wear, can command prices upwards of $81,000 or more from collectors who seek pristine examples of early copper-nickel coinage. And if the coin comes with certification or provenance from a recognized grading service, its market value can increase even further, especially among international buyers who collect British Commonwealth coinage. If you're thinking about adding the 1947 2-shilling coin to your collection, here are a few helpful tips. Always look for coins with clear lettering, sharp portrait features, and minimal surface wear. Avoid cleaning the coin, as polishing can reduce its value significantly. Store it properly in a protective capsule or a dry, airtight holder to prevent tarnish or corrosion. Keep an eye on numismatic auctions and coin fairs, where genuine and well-preserved pieces occasionally appear. Finally, consider grading your coin through a reputable service like NGC or PCGS if you believe it's in exceptional condition. This can enhance both its authenticity and market value. The 1947 United Kingdom 2-shilling coin may not contain silver, but it carries a wealth of history, symbolism, and collector appeal. It stands as a bridge between the silver coinage of the past and the modern currency of the post-war era. In very fine condition, it's a true gem for those who appreciate the artistry and evolution of British coinage. And so, if you happen to come across one of these coins in your old collection or a family drawer, don't overlook it. You might just be holding a valuable piece of British history worth more than you think. Next up, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in British numismatic history. The 1950 United Kingdom 2-shilling coin, also known as the florin. While it might look like just another mid-century silver coin, this particular year and condition make it stand out as a rare collectible gem. If you've ever come across one of these coins in your old collection or inherited coins from a relative, you might be holding something worth far more than you think, possibly hundreds of dollars at auction. The 2-shilling coin, or florin, was first introduced in 1849 during the reign of Queen Victoria as part of an experiment toward a decimal currency system, since it was worth 1/10 of a pound sterling. The coin continued to be minted well into the 20th century, evolving through the reigns of Edward VII, George V, George VI, and later Queen Elizabeth II. The 1950 florin falls under the reign of King George VI, who ruled from 1936 until 1952. By this time, the coin was struck in copper-nickel, replacing the earlier silver composition that ended in 1946. Despite losing its silver content, the 1950 issue is significant because it was minted in low numbers compared to other years of the same period. That scarcity, combined with its post-war historical context, has made it a fascinating collectible for numismatists around the world. The 1952 shilling coin features the effigy of King George VI on the obverse, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, with the Latin inscription Georgius Sixte Gratia Rex, meaning George VI, by the grace of God, King. On the reverse, you'll find a beautiful and symmetrical design by William Gardner, featuring a Tudor rose in the center, flanked by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales respectively. Around the edge are the words FID Def 2 shillings 1950, an abbreviation of Fidei Defensor, or Defender of the Faith. The coin measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 11.3 grams. While not made of silver, its detailed craftsmanship and historical symbolism still capture the essence of post-war Britain rebuilding its identity and economy. What makes the 1952 shilling coin special is its relatively low mintage and the difficulty of finding examples in excellent or uncirculated condition. Many of these coins were used heavily in circulation, and few survived without scratches, wear, or tarnish. Collectors highly value coins that retain their original mint luster, sharp edge details, and clean surfaces, and finding such a piece from 1950 is rare. Additionally, because it was minted just 2 years before King George VI's death, it marks one of the final coin issues before the ascension of Queen Elizabeth II. This historical transition period adds another layer of significance, boosting collector demand internationally. In recent years, the numismatic community, especially in the United States, Canada, and Australia, has shown increased interest in pre-decimal British coins, further driving up auction values. Now let's talk numbers, because that's what we all want to know. The value of a 1950 UK 2 shilling coin varies greatly, depending on condition and rarity of strike. In circulated condition, it may sell for around $10,000, mostly for its historical charm. In very fine to extremely fine condition, collectors have paid between $12,500. But here's where it gets interesting. Coins graded uncirculated or in mint state condition have fetched over $15,000 at auction. Exceptionally preserved pieces with full mint brilliance or proof-like surfaces have been seen selling for over $24,000, especially when certified by grading services like NGC or PCGS. Auction results from British and American numismatic houses confirm that high-grade examples of this coin are becoming increasingly scarce, and thus, more valuable with every passing year. If you're lucky enough to own a 1952 shilling coin, the first step is to check its condition carefully under good lighting. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning can reduce its value significantly. Instead, store it in a protective coin holder or capsule to preserve its natural patina. Consider getting your coin professionally graded if you believe it's in excellent condition. Grading not only authenticates the coin but also increases its credibility and market appeal at auctions. When buying, always look for sharp details, minimal wear, and clear inscriptions. Keep an eye on reputable online platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or London coin galleries for potential buying or selling opportunities. Lastly, remember patience is key in numismatics. The value of rare coins like this often increases over time, especially as fewer pristine examples remain in private hands. The 1950 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a piece of British history, representing post-war resilience and the final years of King George VI's reign. While many may overlook it as an ordinary copper-nickel coin, true collectors know that its rarity, beauty, and historical significance make it a hidden treasure. So, if you happen to find this coin in a collection or an old jar of change, don't rush to spend it. It might just be worth hundreds of dollars in today's auction market. Next up, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins from British history, the 1951 United Kingdom 2 shilling coin. While many people might pass it off as just another old coin, this particular year holds a special place in numismatic circles. In excellent condition, the 1951 2 shilling can fetch surprisingly high prices at auctions, even in dollars. So, let's explore what makes this coin so rare, its historical background, unique features, and how much it's worth in today's collector's market. The 2 shilling coin, also known as a florin, was first introduced in 1849 during Queen Victoria's reign. It was created as part of Britain's early attempt to decimalize the currency, since 2 shillings equaled 1/10 of a pound. Fast forward to 1951, and the coin was still being struck under the reign of King George VI, the father of Queen Elizabeth II. The 1951 issue was part of the post-war coinage, and what makes it particularly special is that 1951 marked the Festival of Britain, an event celebrating national recovery and British culture after World War II. During that year, the Royal Mint struck a relatively limited number of 2 shilling coins, making them a prized find for collectors today, especially those in top-grade condition. The 1951 2 shilling coin was struck in copper-nickel, as silver had been discontinued from British coinage after 1946. The obverse of the coin features the left-facing portrait of King George VI, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, with the inscription, Georgiev's 6th Gratio Rex. On the reverse, you'll find the Tudor rose, a symbol of unity between England's rival houses, surrounded by a thistle, shamrock, and leek representing Scotland, Ireland, and Wales respectively. Around the edge are the words FID Def 2 shillings 1951. The coin weighs around 11.31 grams and has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters. Coins that retain sharp detail, smooth surfaces, and original mint luster are extremely desirable to collectors. If your 1951 2 shilling shows minimal wear and retains its natural shine, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. While millions of 2 shilling coins were struck across the years, the 1951 edition stands out because of its limited mintage and its connection to the Festival of Britain. Many of these coins were put into circulation, suffering from wear and tear. However, finding a 1951 2 shilling in excellent or uncirculated condition is quite rare today. Collectors around the world, especially from the UK, US, and Europe, actively seek this coin due to its historical importance and aesthetic design. It represents not only a piece of currency, but a symbol of post-war British resilience. High-grade specimens are now seen as valuable collector's items, and demand has grown steadily in recent years, driving prices up at auctions. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: how much is it worth today? A typical circulated 1951 2-shilling coin might sell for around $10,000, depending on condition. But coins in extremely fine to uncirculated condition can command far higher prices. In auctions and private sales, brilliant uncirculated examples have fetched between $15,000, and in some cases, even more if graded professionally by NGC or PCGS. Collectors who appreciate historical coins from the George VI era are willing to pay premium prices, especially for coins that exhibit full details and no signs of cleaning or damage. A pristine proof-quality coin or one with a unique minting flaw could bring upwards of $25,000 or more at numismatic auctions. If you own or are looking to buy a 1951 2-shilling coin, here are some important tips. The better the state of preservation, the higher its value. Avoid polishing or cleaning the coin, as that can reduce its worth. Having the coin graded by a reputable service like NGC or PCGS can authenticate and increase its market value. Keep your coin in a dry, protected holder or capsule to prevent tarnish or scratches. Prices for rare British coins fluctuate. Keep an eye on recent auction results and collector trends. Be cautious of reproductions. Always purchase from trusted dealers or auction houses. The 1951 United Kingdom 2-shilling coin is more than just a piece of old currency. It's a historic artifact that captures the spirit of post-war Britain and the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. While it may seem small, its value in the collector's market can be surprisingly large, especially when in pristine condition. So, if you happen to come across one of these shining pieces from 1951, take a closer look. You might be holding a true gem worth millions of dollars. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare British coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with other collectors. Stay tuned for more episodes uncovering the hidden gems of numismatic history.